Without a joke, this is the best broccoli pasta recipe ever, so make sure you stick around till the end for an amazing recipe. On this channel we release a new simple recipe every single Friday, so for more content like this, make sure you subscribe. Be efficient and get a pot of water right away on the heat. And here I am adding salt to the water. Make sure you add this too because this is a very important step when cooking pasta. For the amount of pasta I'm making, I'm using about 1.5 broccoli. And what probably differentiates this pasta recipe among the others is that half broccoli is gonna be used for the puree. So the sauce for the pasta is a broccoli puree, nice green just the way we like it. The broccoli that's gonna go into the pasta, prepare it into smaller florets, but the one that's going into the puree, leave it into bigger chunks. Don't throw away the upper stems of the florets, we're gonna be using them for the puree, nothing gets wasted. You should end up with something like this, pretty easy so far, right? These tiny florets tend to retain a lot of dirt and dust, so make sure you wash the broccoli thoroughly before you get into anything else. And in case you missed me, here I am again, just making the best broccoli pasta ever, and I'm glad you joined me. With the broccoli nicely washed, let's move on to the rest of the ingredients. We are using 3 cloves of garlic, and for soups I usually leave it into bigger chunks, but today I wanna speed up the cooking process, so we're gonna chop it into smaller bits. A half onion will definitely do, chop it same as the garlic. When I'm making purees I'm using a very basic philosophy, so whichever the main ingredient is, which today is the broccoli, should be the one standing. So make sure you don't overpower it with any other ingredients that you might think that work with this recipe. Set a pan on medium-high heat and add about 50 grams of butter. The chopped onion and the garlic go straight in, and we are to cook this for about 5 minutes or until they start catching some color. Make sure you mix in time to time, and now you can add about 500 milliliters of water. Or if you want you can use veg stock, but in my opinion water will definitely do the job. We have enough flavor from all the ingredients we're adding, so you can stick with water. Bring this to the boil rapidly, and it doesn't take long since I'm using an induction hob. After that, set it to simmer. Add the seasoning, 2 teaspoons of salt and a good pinch of black pepper. And just as a tip that apparently I'm not even using today, green vegetables should go in boiling water to retain that nice green color. By using an induction hob, I just blast it at full power and it boils a fraction of a time. Don't cook your broccoli for longer than 6 minutes because you don't want to turn them into a proper mush. Now let's move on to the blender and start by adding less stock at the beginning so you can adjust the consistency. Just in case you've added too much water in the first place, this is kind of your safety net. This is optional, but a little trick to get a bright green puree is to add a handful of spinach. And you can see the difference right away. This is totally up to you whether you want to add it or not. Moving on, turn your oven at about 180 degrees Celsius or about 350 Fahrenheit. And your water should be definitely boiling by now, so get the penny pasta in or any pasta that you prefer. Penny pasta, depending on its quality, it needs about 10 to 11 minutes to be cooked al dente. And when you get to 9 minutes, add the broccoli florets in, just like that, on top of the pasta. It would have been important to mention right from the beginning that you need a pot big enough to fit all the ingredients in, but now you know. After you strain the broccoli and the pasta, make sure you keep some of that liquid. It might get very handy in case you need to adjust the sauce. And talking about the sauce, the broccoli puree goes straight in. And nothing gets wasted, just add some of that liquid that we preserved after cooking the pasta straight into the jug, and rinse it properly. At this point it might look a bit too saucy, but don't worry, it's going into the oven and it's gonna look just perfect. Now optionally you can add some dairy cream, but don't go with more than 100 ml. Add a touch of parmesan or pecorino romano, cause every pasta loves it and I'm pretty sure you love it too, and don't run away, we're not done just yet. Mix everything together until well combined, and now transfer all these ingredients to an oven-proof dish. Use your preferred cheese, whichever that might be. Today I'm using Gruyere cheese, which is kind of expensive, but you don't need to go over the top and you can use regular cheddar. In the oven it goes for about 10 to 15 minutes or until you see the cheese getting that nice golden brown color. And if you are into food with green ingredients or healthy food so to speak, you can check the pea and spinach soup that's on the screen right now. And I'll see you next time with a new video recipe.